So a whole bunch of people are looking at the oncoming environmental failure, and I need to tilt that, okay, and they're planning to fuck off. They're planning to let it all play out, disappear down a burrow, or move to an empty bit of the world, and essentially wait for all us working class people to drop dead. Which seems a bit of a piss take, really, given that they're the ones destroying the planet. And how do I know it's middle class people and not just a lovely bunch of working class people doing their best to face the oncoming tide? Because generally they're buying land in places like New Zealand and Australia and the far north of England and Europe, where nobody goes, and grow their own vegetables and wait for all the lumpen proletariat to die. What do you do about that? So given that we can't go after them ahead of time because they have all the guns, they have all the armies and police forces, there's going to come a time when we're going to know we've been abandoned. Yeah. So there's your reason to stay alive, people, to rebuild civilization and not let them come back and take charge. Because you know what, if we ever look like we're making a go of it, somebody in a metaphorical bowler hat, pinstripe suit, a briefcase and an umbrella is going to turn up and tell us that they're re-establishing the government, and we got to stop that, because they will have been the people that left us to die. So hence the Star Trek beret. My plan is to make sure that we're all in a very survivable situation. We gear down everything, take apart the things that chain us up normally, and we step in, not to be in control, but to educate people and make them more survivable, so we can go find those people and give them what for. So yeah, there's your reason. So in that note, the sort of the Rangers type mission, or the Urban Agogi type mission, is to get in pretty good shape, stay that way when it all finally falls apart, which it will, when everybody falls off the train and the economic oppression hits. If it's just an economic oppression thing, then we step in the manner of, like a neighbourhood association, and keep everybody safe. With the usual basic 2 rules for all the Rangers type stuff, those being no homophobia, no racism, no isms of any kind, no religious persecution, but also no religious establishment. And we just pick apart all their control methods. And we build a better world, because they will have abandoned it, and we don't let them take it back, not ever. So yeah, there's a reason to stay alive. This is going to be obviously a very short video. It is just me at the moment, and Harlequin, and all you out there that are interested. But for my money, I reckon we should put together the civilization starter kit and start distributing that. But remember, the colour of someone's skin didn't bring about the apocalypse. Who they like to make love with or like to be together for extra special snuggles is not the reason the world ended. Greed will have been the reason the world ended. That sort of untrammeled greed and urge for power, that's got to be removed. So however we plan to do that, however we plan to build some trial societies, even ahead of time, if we ever get the means, we should bugger off and build a template from which we can recover, because that environmental breakdown, that's coming whether we like it or not. So survive, make it to a place of safety, rebuild civilization in a better image, not with any Bronze Age religions taking over and deciding what we can do, but also not persecuting people because they have that religion. Decent education and useful skills, so we never ever forget how to rebuild it if some idiot goes and drops the ball again. So yeah, that's my plan. The reason I haven't spoken till today, and I've had a week or so off from doing any videos, is I didn't have anything to say. And then I found deep adaptation. If you don't believe me, go and look it up. So I'm going to be working on the working class deep adaptation, where we adapt to not having wealthy people in amongst us. And not necessarily a form of communism, but also untrammeled greed, not an okay thing. So yeah, that's just, when I've got some more stuff planned, or I've got some actual videos, for this sort of topic, obviously they'll go up and I've figured out what to shoot. If you've got any ideas on topics on which to shoot stuff, I mean, seriously, I don't want it to be all guns. You know, violence has got to have a very, very minor place in our future. So if you want to start today, put a laptop and a USB stick with loads of useful documents on, or books, or some spare clothing that isn't worn out yet, still fits you, but you don't think you're going to wear anymore. Put all that stuff in a box. Wrap the laptop in a Mylar blanket. That will form a fairly decent Faraday cage. Don't forget to include, if you can find one, a 12-volt adapter, like a car cigarette adapter for said laptop. It's an old laptop in a cupboard, it ain't doing anything. It's an insurance policy. If you can put in more than one, or a Raspberry Pi or some other stuff, that would be good too. Wrap the box a couple of times around in foil, and seal every last gap. Yeah, make sure you've wrapped it around twice. If you're still not sure, go and get some aluminium ducting tape, the silver stuff, not duct tape, but the stuff that you actually use for air ducts. Wrap that around any joins you can see, and that's a Faraday cage. Okay, so as much information, any old gardening books, if we get the Civilization Starter Kit manual, we get that up and running, print off a hard copy of that, because I plan for it to contain how to grow crops, you know, how to do basic first aid, how to build shelters, how to, you know, just do just about everything, you know, in less than 100 pages. And if you listen to today's You Can't Say That on Radio, there's a reason why it shouldn't be more than 100 pages. 100 pages is what you can print and staple together yourself. So yeah, got plans now. Saw a thing. Rich people were trying to screw us over yet again. We got a plan. Please go and listen to Team Human, because it's a lot easier to do things with Harlequin audio only. If you want to be part of a Team Human broadcast, just drop a line in the Discord, or, you know, literally contact me at the Team Human page, leave a comment on the last episode, and we'll wangle you in. We need as many people so we don't sound like two crazy people spouting off into the internet. I am doing this. Harlequin's going to do it. If you want to do it, step in. But I don't think there's any way out of this. There's no way out of environmental collapse. So we'd best be preparing. We'd best be making plans for what's going to happen once that actually all kicks off. So yeah, this is a short video. As soon as I've got some things that I can reasonably tell you, it will be there. I'll make sure that it's publicised. The books will be on the archive, certain of the broadcasts, certain of the audio manuals, but they are going to fuck us. There's no way out of this. Wealthy people are going to destroy the planet. We need a plan for what happens when they do, when they scuttle off. Some of them are thinking about going to Mars, which should tell you exactly how fucked it will be. Lots of people are buying land. Bill Gates is now personally owns more farmland than anybody else in the United States. Why is he doing that? You know, but basically, if there is an environmental catastrophe, which I think there will be soon, we need to be ready to, you know, cheerily pour concrete down their bunker air shafts and stuff like that. Or at least never let them take control of anything ever again. And isn't it amazing? Some of the people work for Google, and I'm putting this out on their platform. If you do this, we will make sure you never get to do it again. So yeah. So if anybody's got any knowledge of civics and what a fair society might look like as a concept, as a building block for people to open up the random book and go, oh, this is how you do an election, this is how you create a civically okay thing, then I want to hear from you. Otherwise, I'll be doing my own research, and another book is coming out. And do feel free to check out Stone Soup, because that's your starter. That will give you a little bit more time and resources to plan. But yeah, watch this space. I've been reinvigorated by other people's hate. Isn't that amazing? Anyway, take care. Thanks for watching. And remember, end greed, end poverty, end hate, or we all die. We just do. Sooner rather than later. And do take care. Don't panic. We've got a plan.